Coming up on After the Whistle, District 6 high school sports return after a long week of postponements.
Plus, District 6 lacrosse hits the turf at Panzer Stadium.
And Penn State baseball dominates at home in front of a record-breaking crowd. All that and more coming up on After the Whistle. Welcome to After the Whistle. I'm Justin Chevalella. The rain has finally gone away, and the old man is no longer snoring. So we'll bring you updates with games around the District 6 area.
And I'm Annika Wagner. Penn State baseball's offense wasn't snoring either. We'll catch you up on a pair of Nittany Lion baseball games. But first, let's head over to Panzer Stadium. State High and Cumberland Valley met for the battle at Panzer Stadium, and the game lived up to the title. The Eagles came in a 3-1, coming off a win over Mechanicsburg, while the Little Lions were unbeaten at 4-0. After thumping Carlisle at home, Bryce Starretts opened the scoring for CV with a bouncer to make it 1-0.
Starretts the star.
Cooper Brushwood responded with a bouncer of his own after fending off that check to tie it at 2. 6-2 State High in the second, and off the faceoff, Aiden Viscount takes a hit, and you can see some of the frustration afterwards. In the third, Christian Gensbigler unleashed a cannon to sting the top corner that got the Eagles life back in their wings. CV pulled within 2, but in the fourth, Tyza Lazar cuts inside and buries one off the turf to make it 12-9 with about 4 minutes left.
We'll see that play a little later.
State High added one more late to take the battle at Panzer 13-9. Cumberland Valley fell to 3-2 and added another loss and win after to sit at 4-3. They host Chambersburg tomorrow. As for State High, they moved to 5-0 and remain unbeaten after beating Chambersburg on the road and will host Central Dauphin tomorrow. Our reporter Jenna Wisman was at the game. Jenna, how special was it for these players to have the opportunity to play at Panzer Stadium?
Thanks, Annika. Not many high school players can say they've played on a collegiate field, but both teams rose to the occasion and took on this special opportunity. Let's take a look.
State High hosted their conference matchup against Cumberland Valley at a different location Thursday night, Panzer Stadium. Having an opportunity to play lacrosse at Penn State's field for the inaugural battle at Panzer had coaches and players fired up.
State College defeated Cumberland Valley last season 8-6, so this year Cumberland Valley was coming back ready to seek revenge.
It's awesome. I mean, I've been watching games here since I was a little kid, dreaming of playing here. So it's an awesome experience to come out here and get a win. Get a win with my guys. We had a great team win. We played awesome, and I'm glad.
The players knew how special it was to play at Panzer, and that was shown in their hungry victory. State College came out hot in the first half, leading by a score of 9-5, but Cumberland Valley would come back to make things interesting, scoring 3 goals at the start of the third, forcing State College to take a timeout.
Let them get back into it a little bit. But he brought us back to take a breather, and we came back out. We re-locked in, refocused.
Salazar refocused quite all right, scoring multiple goals and sealing the deal at this battle at Panzer.
It was a great game, but State College was able to take the win, remaining undefeated. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jenna. Now out to the diamond for Monday morning baseball between State College and Altoona, who played a little early due to the solar eclipse. Starting in the second inning, Dante Larocco singles up the middle, scoring a run. It's 4-0 Mountain Lions, who didn't have to wait like we waited for the eclipse. Next inning, Will Sankey dribbler to shortstop. Look at the speed. He beats out the throw and grabs the RBI to make it 6-1 Altoona. 2 at-bats later, Larocco rocks one to left field. That brings home Brennan Freewald. He's free to score 7-1 Mountain Lions. In the fifth inning, Tanner Stroup, a grounder to short. The defender is going to bobble the ball. It brings in another run for Altoona, making it 9-3. Same inning, Nick Kraft doesn't have to get crafty with this one. He grounds one to second. The defender has trouble, beats out the throw, and another run in. It's 11-3 Altoona. Now, State College looked to make a comeback. They ended up falling short in extra innings to Altoona, 14-11 in 8. The Mountain Lions now 2-1 with both wins over State College and look ahead to Cedar Cliff. For the Little Lions, they host Cumberland Valley on Friday.
State High softball is currently facing Redland High School for its first game of the season after its first 4 games were postponed due to weather conditions. We take you now to Community Field, where Redland's Aggie Wagenheim starts off with a strikeout. Now over to the 3rd inning, Carson Pfeiffer grounds one out right up the middle, scoring a run. Redland now up 1. Still in the 3rd, Annika Barber, hey Annika, sends one into orbit. Redland now up by 3.
Wow,
And
what a
just look
blast.
at that one. Last update, State College up 4-3 in the 5th inning as we speak. And Andrew Deal, the real deal, is at Community Field for this game right now. Andrew, how is this game going?
Yeah, it's a really good game. It was pretty quiet in the first 2 innings, but then the 3rd inning is when both offenses erupted. State College started with 3 runs in the top of the 3rd, and Redland started with 3 runs in the 3rd, and State College responded with 4 runs in the bottom half of the 3rd. And now I'm going to send it back to you guys so I don't have a chance of getting hit by another ball. Back to you guys at the desk.
Another.
Thanks, Andrew. Watch out for those foul balls coming your way. Coming up after the break, we'll show you highlights from Penn State baseball's weekend against Northwestern.
Plus, we'll have highlights from the top plays of the week around the area.
But for now, here are some of the scores from around District 6.
Welcome back to After the Whistle, brought to you by Com Radio, the Center County Report, and Penn State's Chapter of Awesome.
Penn State baseball hosted Northwestern this past weekend after getting swept by Illinois a series ago. It was a beautiful day at Medler Field as Penn State comes in looking for the sweep Sunday against Northwestern after winning the first 2 games in the series. Bryce Molinaro is going to put the Nittany Lions on the board first with a single to left field to send in 1 run. The Nittany Lions would, get another run when Bobby Marsh lines this drive to right center field. Another run comes in that put them up 3-0 early. But Northwestern was down but not out as Preston Knott hits a double over to left center field to get the Wildcats on the board. You're going to watch the runner come around to score right here. Still trailing 3-1, but they're chipping away. That is until we move ahead to the bottom of the 5th inning. Penn State running away with it. Adam Sasiri, a bases-loaded single to send 2 runners home.
Found the gap there.
And the blue and white went on to win by the mercy rule 15-1. After that series, Penn State advanced to 16-12 overall, while Northwestern fell to 10-18. The Nittany Lions then looked to continue their winning streak on Tuesday night against Fairleigh Dickinson.
Speaking of, schedule changes did not stop Penn State from playing Tuesday night as Fairleigh Dickinson stepped up to the plate. Also to note, over 6,000 hot dogs were eaten from a record crowd of about 5,000 fans. Shout out to all of you Nittany Lion faithfuls. Starting in the 2nd inning, Bobby Marsh ropes one onto the left field wall. Joe Jakonski gets the third base coach's waving to send him home to score. Nittany Lions now up 5-0.
See the arm circles on the third base coach there.
Definitely getting the arm workouts in. Now to the 6th, Marsh dribbles it to the second baseman, and it just squeaks by him right there to the right fielder, forcing him to make a play at the plate. Not in time, though. Jakonski would score again, 9-2 Penn State. Leading off the bottom of the 8th, Adam Sasiri, no doubt about that one, 419 feet over the right field wall, and that would clinch the run rule. Nittany Lions cruise past the Knights, taking FDU down 12-2. Penn State now 17-12 on the year, heading to Bloomington this weekend to take on the Indiana Hoosiers.
Last year, the Penn State football team hosted its first blue-white scrimmage game in over 4 years. The game featured a solo touchdown by Amari Evans, scored at the end of the first quarter, and a field goal by the blue team led by Drew Aller. As it was a quiet day for the offenses, the defenses dominated, and the blue team went on to win the 2023 Blue-White game 10-0. This year's Blue-White game is just a couple of days away, as kickoff is set for 2 p.m. on Saturday at Beaver Stadium. Preparation continued last night with another one of the 15 practices allotted in the spring semester. Despite some minor bumps and bruises suffered throughout the spring, the Nittany Lions believe they have enough depth to give this a real game feel. Rosters have yet to be announced, but behind the scenes, James Franklin has his hands full, making this a competitive game.
I'm just kind of breaking it up, trying to make it as competitive as possible. So strategically putting guys on both teams that I think the game has a chance to be competitive.
Saturday will be a busy day on campus because the Blue-White game isn't the only sporting event happening that day. Men's lacrosse will play Michigan at noon at Panzer, looking to bounce back after an overtime loss to Johns Hopkins in Baltimore.
Softball will take on Michigan State in Game 2 of their series at 4:30 at Nittany Lions Softball Park.
And men's volleyball hosts George Mason in their final regular season match at 4 in Rec Hall. They also play on Friday at 7, and the Nittany Lions only need one win to lock up the EIVA regular season title.
Well, a lot of action on Saturday and a lot of action this past week here in central Pennsylvania. But 3 plays stuck out. Let's take a look at our top 3 plays of the week. Kicking things off at number 3, State College Lax against Cumberland Valley. Connor Young finds a cutting Ty Salazar, zips one past the keeper to score. Salazar making plays on the gridiron and the Lax field here on After the Whistle.
Now coming in at number 2 on the list, across town to Community Field, pop up to shallow left field wall. Altoona's Will Sankey makes the diving grab. Great hustle and a great play by the junior. Altoona victorious 14-11.
Now for our top play of the week, Penn State Baseball's Adam Cesari with a moonshot near that eclipse over the right field bleachers, 419 feet. That led to the run rule clincher for Penn State as they won 12-2.
That ball eclipsed the moon.
It really did, and that was Dollar Dog Night too. I understand you were there.
Yes, I was there, Justin. I ate 2 hot dogs. I should have eaten more. Were you there, though?
I was not, but I still believe that I could do 2 an inning for a total of 18. Haven't done it yet, but I really believe that I can. But
you will have to test that.
I will. That's all from this week's edition of After the Whistle. Tune in next week for possibly me eating 18 hot dogs and for more coverage of District 6 and Penn State sports. I'm Justin Chevalella.
And I'm Annika Wagner. For more updates about our show and coverage of the games, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ATWPSU. We'll see you right next week, right here on After the Whistle.